David Wiese produced a stunning innings to guide Sussex to the brink of another extraordinary win in the one-day cup against Hampshire in Southampton, only for a late collapse to see them lose by 9 runs. Batting first after winning the toss, Hampshire made a steady start as Tom Alsop and Aaron Donald opened up with a stand of 78 in excellent conditions for batting. It took the Sharks until the 15th over to have something to cheer about as Donald picked out Philip Salt off Will Beer after making 41. Alsop completed a 71-ball 50, while at the other end Aidan Markram wasted no time at all in getting on with his innings. Both batsmen must have realised they were playing on a belter where they were likely to be the bosses over the bowlers. Markram moved easily to a 50 from 48 deliveries, his side with 200 runs on the board after 34 overs. Alsop was at 3 figures off 116 balls and was now looking to really push up the already healthy run rate. Markram was finding the boundary fence more and more as the second wicket partnership moved up to 184, those runs accrued inside 26 overs. Finally, it was over as Alsop on 124 holed out to George Garton off Danny Briggs, Hampshire on 262 for 2. But Markram was soon at his 8th list 100, scored off 73 deliveries, and the Sharks needed him out. Instead, he went after Wiese, 18 runs coming off the 46th over as the home side breezed beyond 300. Amongst the carnage, Mir Hamza bowled tidily and he picked off Riley Russo for 20. James Fuller swiftly followed, as did Markram. Mir Hamza on target again as the South African fell for a brilliant 130 made from only 87 deliveries. Hampshire ended on 355 for 5 and Salt knew that a quick start to the reply was crucial. But the Sharks were soon swimming against the tide after Luke Wright was bowled by Kyle Abbott for 3. Salt had eased to 31 when he skied Gareth Berg to Donald, Sussex at 52 for 2 after 10. Liam Dawson then trapped Garton in front for 18. And Fuller saw the back of Harry Finch for 12, Mason Crane with the catch. And when Laurie Evans was bowled by Dawson for 21, it was game over, with Sussex on 103 for 5 after 21 overs. But if it was, no one had told Wiese, who ignored the situation by planting Crane over the rope. The 33-year-old arrived at his 50 off an unspectacular 57 balls and celebrated with his second maximum. An impossible, well almost 191 runs were required off the last 20 overs, so now was the time for Wiese to make a move, and boy, how he did that. Suddenly batting looked to be the easiest thing in the world as one clean hit followed another as the South African closed in on what would be just the second ton of his List A career. It arrived with this shot off Crane. The first 50 had come from 57 balls, the second from 26. Soon the target was down to 109 for the last 10 overs. Over 41 was a big one for the Sharks, with Ben Brown now joining the party. He'd watched his partner get on with things, but no longer. 24 runs were taken off the over to give the visitors a chance. Brown reached his own 50 from 45 balls, and then he went big again off Abbott, the target down to 54 off 5 overs. It was hardly believable as another 6 took Wiese to his 150, that being his 120th delivery. And the Sharks were now favourites to win after he smashed his next ball for 6 as well. Records were crushed as this pair's stand added 232 runs in 26 overs, Crane ending it as Brown went for 64. Only 2 runs came off that 48th over, but when Wiese struck maximum number 9, it still looked as if it would be Sussex as victors. But Wiese departed in the next over for an awe-inspiring 171 made off 126 balls, and it was game on again. Even more so when Briggs was out for a golden, Sussex now 8 down with 10 runs needed off the last over. But this time it was not to be as Beer was stumped for 4. And Mir Hamza went in the same way next ball. An extraordinary late collapse, seeing Sussex all out for 346. 5 wickets had fallen for 11 runs in 15 balls. Wiese must have been shocked to see his side lose by 9 runs, and now 2 wins from their last 2 games may be required for a place in the knockout stages. Sussex go again in Eastbourne on Sunday against Gloucestershire.